but the theme of today is about managing temple hygiene. And I think I've covered this before in different videos, but I want to make this video purely on this subject. So let's do this. All right. Everybody's got their own temple or their place that they practice. All right. And it's not for any magician to tell any other magician what to do in their own temple. But I'm going to give you some suggestions that you might think about and then decide to employ in your temple. All right. Here's the story. When you perform magic, especially ritual magic, okay, in the course of a temple, be it indoors or outdoors, you are generating light on the astral plane. This light draws a whole lot of different entities to it because they want to feed on the source of that light, which is you. All right. Now, this is how your temple gets infested with astral creepy crawlies, parasites, tricksters, and imposters. So this is how we handle that. Okay. First of all, psychic hygiene in your temple is a must. Okay, there's a lot of ways to skin this cat, and I'm going to show you some of the ways that I do that this morning in this video. Good morning. Thanks for coming, Mike B. Yeah, so we're going to talk about different ways to manage that and maintain that. Now, the first thing is if you're working indoors, all right, you want to make sure that you are banishing however you banish, be it with a bowl, sword ritual, banishing ritual, the pentagram, whatever you do. It's okay. But make sure you do this before you begin with your main event ritual. All right. Also, when you have finished your main event, make sure that you banish. Now, you may say to me, Mike, I am working with demons. I don't want to banish them. That's disrespectful. Okay. I would say to you this. Listen, you got to understand something. When you give license to depart, the spirit is not normally going to hang out and kick it with you. It has other things to do. So it's going to bounce as soon as it has that. Now, you're not dismissing or banishing it. You're not banishing a goetic spirit. All right. That would be disrespectful. I invite you to my house and then I tell you to get the fuck out. That'd be crazy. I wouldn't like you either for that. No, when you give license to depart, they're gone. And after that, you need to banish because of the astral crawlies. Now, the biggest thing that I see newcomers do that gets them in trouble is they're not taking care of their temple. They're not taking their banishing seriously. Really what that does. When a beginner is trying to evoke, they often rush through the process of creating a strong psychic connection with the entity that they're trying to call. And what that does is it creates an opportunity for something else to jump in and get sucked into the evocation, such as an imposter spirit. What is an imposter spirit? An imposter spirit is a spirit that shows up and says, yeah, I'm Dantalion. What's up? You want me to do this? Sure, give me that. You give him that. Nothing happens. Okay. You call him again, say, hey, what happened? He said, yeah, I tried, man, but I just wasn't able to swing it. But give me this and I'll do it this time for sure. You give it to him again. You get nothing out of it. That's how you're dealing with an imposter spirit or a parasite because you're giving, and nothing is happening in return. So that's one way to know that. But that's how you get those. When you fail to make a strong psychic connection with the entity and you're still trying to evoke and use conjurations, those conjurations are still going to work, but you're not going to get who you wanted to get. That's the thing. So it's like pushing a bunch of numbers on the phone and then pushing send. You're going to connect with somebody. You have no idea who. If you would have taken the time to put the number in properly, you'd connect with the person that you wanted to talk to. That's how it works. But let's get back to hygiene. Everybody knows what this is. I'm going to show you some products that I like to use in my temple to manage hygiene and keep a clean environment for ritual work. This is a smudge stick. This is Northern California white sage. This is some good shit. This is considered the gold standard of its kind. Now, I'm going to keep it real with you. I don't use it the way that it's intended by the Native Americans, okay? They use a shell bowl to fan out the smoke. Listen, I'm not with all that. This is powerful in and of itself. It's medicine. Yes, I recognize that. And it has its own consciousness. I recognize that too. For me, it's enough to give respect. Good morning. Thank you for coming. For me, it's enough to give respect and express gratitude to the white sage for assisting and then proceed to employ it from there. Now, this is how it would work. Good morning. Thank you for coming. We would light up our white sage, okay? Just like this. You got a nice big billow of smoke. Hold out your arm and put it down about here and go all the way back. Flip it over, all the way back. You're going to feel a tingling in that warmth that's not natural. You're going to feel a cleansing begin to happen and a relaxation of these muscles that you wouldn't have seen before. Now, you do your whole body, and I'm talking about back of the head, behind the head, underneath your shirt, everywhere, everywhere, everywhere. Your feet, your legs. Make sure that you get your entire body. Go through your temple. Begin in the east. And 1, 2, 3. Make a clockwise rotation around your room and get into the corners, get into the cabinets, get under the beds, do whatever you got to do to get everything. And drive anything that's in there out. Cleanse it, make it pure. Okay, that's the first tool I like to use. And I use this about once a month. All right. Make sure you have a fireproof bowl on hand to put it out with when you're done, and give it gratitude again for its work. Now, here's the next tool I like to use. Black salt. What do I use black salt for? I use black salt for bad boys. When I've got a spirit that's behaving badly, it's time for some black salt. What does salt do? Salt, what it does to a spirit is like the same effect that you pouring on salt on a snail. It makes them desiccate and shrivel up and wither away. Good morning, thanks for coming. So salt basically sucks the life force out of the spirit and makes it desiccated, withered, and it usually runs away if it can, or it's destroyed. This is how you use it. A little bit goes a long way. Right? Black salt in your hand. If there's time, go ahead and give it a charge. Take it in your fingers and bow with intention. How do you know where the spirit is? Ask yourself, where is he in the temple? You'll know exactly where he is. You'll feel him. I mean, you couldn't not possibly. Hit him with that shit and tell him to get the fuck out. And he will. He will. All right. Welcome to our chat. Remember, okay. Cool. All right, so that's one good tool, black salt. Now, to stop problems before they start, this is Himalayan salt. This is a rock salt that comes from, presumably, the Himalayas. It's pink. All right. Now you take this and you give this a sprinkle over your temple on the floor. You can either do this in a circle pattern. Good morning. Thank you for coming. You can do this in a circular pattern clockwise, or you can hit the cardinal quarters, like east, south, west, north, boom, like that. Just bing, bing, bing with intention to purify. All right. That's the key. The next tool that I would recommend using for cleansing and banishing would be your magic sword. Now, my sword's not out here because it's important to me and I keep it kind of tucked away, but this would be my sword. I start in the east, or I prefer to start in the north, and I make a counterclockwise circle around myself in energy, and I say, may no spirit penetrate this circle without my consent. Now, that sword represents your supreme will as a magician. That will that cannot be broken by any man or spirit. So when you put your sword on something, it's serious. So when you make a circle, and when I make a circle, it's serious. Because I'm not letting anything come in. Use your sword. Don't use the dagger, use the sword. All right. Next, Florida water. Oh, yeah. This is some real shit. First, let me tell you this. It's flammable. All right. Be aware. I use it to break curses sometimes, depending on what kind of curse it is, too. Okay, Florida water. You can take a sprinkling of it, like this. A couple of drops goes a long way, guys. And flick. Bow. Bow. Get those droplets right on the spirits that are offensive to you in your temple of trickster, and imposter, or parasite, and drive them right out. Drive them right out. Does the same thing about as the black salt does, but it's a lot stronger. Word up. Just as a curiosity, I thought I'd bring this up too. This is called green salt. And what this is used for, this actually creates an environment where money or Venus-related effects can flourish more easily. And with that, you simply sprinkle it over the temple floor, and it would change your environment energetically from there. So that's what I would say with that. Now, other things you can do to protect yourself and keep yourself straight. Protective accessories. This is a tiger eye and a mantra bead. What this does is it creates an alchemical transfiguration in your aura. You can wear up to 4 of them, and you'll notice I do. The reason for that is because they have specific purposes. You put them in the singing bowl like this, just like this, and then, oh, there she goes. There she goes. Morning, thanks for coming. Oh, yeah. Those vibrations wake the stones up and charge them with your intention. Now, when you put that on, nobody else should be touching that. It's for you. Tiger's eye has been used for protective purposes for centuries, millennia. Roman soldiers would wear this into battle to prevent death from sudden injury or grave wounds. All right. Nowadays, it's used by people and merchants to stop fraudsters and liars and thieves from stealing from them. So it's a very protective stone. This, obviously, is a Nasser eyeglass, which reflects and deflects the hateful evil eye. If any of you understood how common the evil eye truly was, you would take it much more seriously. Listen, anytime somebody sees you and they feel a lack inside of themselves, okay, they feel something is missing from their life because they see you have it. That is the beginning of the evil eye right there, right there. Now, if that person, even if they're not a magician, if they have strong willpower, they like to brood, and they like to have a good imagination about things, they could sit there and daydream about your destruction and have that really truly kick off the evil eye. That's a fact. Now, you'll notice I keep one on my door, a Nasser eyeglass piece, to stop anything from coming into my house, my temple, and of course I keep this on me for when the player haters are, when the player haters are out there hating. Because I'm going to tell you what, there are a lot of haters out there and they hate. What do haters do? They hate. That's how you know they're haters. Hello, Jupiter's Corner. Yep. Oh, I know who it is. I know who it is. So anyway, that's all I wanted to share with you guys today. I just wanted to show you guys some of the tools of the trade here, how to keep a clean temple, how to keep it managed and keep it safe. If you're working outdoors, you should still be banishing before you begin. Afterwards isn't quite necessary, but you still can if you want to be thorough. The next step with temple hygiene would be considered pantheon and guardian level spirits. Now, if you'll note, here in the Temple of the Backwards Tree, we have here the infernal altar. This infernal altar has several spirits. Each of these spirits is present in this temple at all times. I have asked them to leave a portion of themselves within their seal so that their consciousness can be localized here as well as anywhere else that they want to be. Now, part of the deal is if you're going to be a temple officer of my temple, you're going to have to make sure that the temple is protected and safe. We're not having any angels come in here and fuck things up. We're not having any mischievous fae. I'm not having it. Matter of fact, if I didn't invite you into this temple, you shouldn't just be showing up here unannounced and getting in. That would be a mistake on their part. If somebody wants to come and visit me, all they have to do is make an appointment, leave a message with Arobus, and I'll get back with them at my earliest convenience. That's how it has to work. To just show up here or barge into my temple and I don't know you and I didn't ask for you to come, that doesn't work. That's not going to happen. These spirits and their legions are responsible for maintaining temple security and temple hygiene, and that's a very big deal to me, okay? Like, I don't worry about some astral asshole trying to vampirize me in my sleep because his bitch ass doesn't have anything better to do. And he can't steal anything else from me. No, I don't worry about that because these guys will tune him up, but good, if he tries. And I'm sure he has tried, and I'm sure he has been tuned up, but good. Now, having said that, that's one way to defend your temple and make it more secure is to use pantheon spirits and engage them in taking some of the responsibility on for maintaining security. Now, they're going to ask for offerings. They're going to ask for favors, probably on a regular basis. And you're going to have to work that out with them. And that's cool if you want to do it that way. I do. It does work, and it works for me. So that's all I've got for you guys today. I'm really appreciative that so many people came and showed up, and I hope that we can make more content like this soon. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. Otherwise, you can feel free to get a hold of me. My link's in the bio. Temple of the Backwards Tree, rocking and rolling. This is your homeboy, Big Mike P, the Dark God of the Clipper, the Silver Devil. Peace and chicken grease. We'll see you next time.